Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Michael Williams is here. And I know you're like, hey, I can't see you. And so I'm going to tell you how to build the perfect live stream in 2026. First thing you need is lighting. That's it. That's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to get lighting, right? And I know you say, well, why wouldn't you get a camera first? Because everybody has a camera on their phone. Everybody has a camera available to them on their computer. So I'm going to start with the other things that you need. I'm going to get right into the video. First thing you need is lighting, right? And you're going to need to get 2 lights. You're going to need probably 3 lights. You're going to need to get an overhead light if you can. And I would say that in the interest of budget, there's a few recommendations I'm going to make at the end of this video so that you can get consistent lighting and also be able to have a little bit of options as far as what you need. So the first thing I'm going to say is you're going to need a front light. Now, there are debates on whether you need a 2-point or a 3-point lighting system. I'm going to assume that you're on a budget, and I'm going to assume that you're going to get 2 lights, right? To start out your podcast, I would say you need to get 2 lights, and I would basically recommend that if you can get soft boxes, that would be something that I would recommend. If you can't get soft boxes, then there's a couple of lights that I'm going to recommend that are actually fairly useful, and you want to have some lights that change from cool to warm only because of your environment and your skin tone, right? So on this light right here, I have it set to maybe like 4,800 Kelvin, maybe 5,100. This is a warm setting right here. This is more like 5,600, and you go the other way, all the way to 3,200. It has more of a bluish tone to it. So I definitely want you to get a light that has a bicolor setting, if not an RGB setting. The next thing you want to do is, if you can, where am I from a remote? You want to have a backlighting on your setting, and I'm going to show you why here in a minute. I'm going to turn my lights on. I got this little snazzy remote here. The reason you want to do that is because once you turn the light on, it's going to take a second for the light to come on. It's going to create almost a little bit of depth of field. Now, you'll see on the right side, I've got a little purple light, and this could be a light bulb. You can get a light bulb from Walmart and put it into a clamp light if you want, but put that here. I'm going to turn on my other light to show you what it looks like. Hold on a second. So there we have 2 color lights. It creates a background. Now, the reason I would do this is because if you get a second light or third light, right, you can create backlighting that cuts out the back of your scene and gives you a little bit of depth of field. But the thing you want to know is that if you just create some depth of field with the scene behind you, get some things behind you in the distance, right, and also then adjust the colors, that will help how your the appearance of your stream looks, or your podcast, or whatever you're doing. Now, that light right here in the front, a couple of color lights in the back. Obviously, the third thing you want to get is audio. Now, microphones are a whole lot cheaper than they used to be when they came up. There's a couple of microphones that you can get for, I would say, less than $100 that would work. There's a microphone called the Fifine, F-E-F-I-N-E. That's a USB microphone. The Mackie Chromium is about $100. There are so many microphones out there. You definitely want to get a microphone, and you hopefully want to get a USB audio device. You can't see mine. The Mackie Chromium is actually a USB audio device, so audio comes through that separate of your how your audio is processed. So definitely start with lighting. The more lighting you can get, the better, as you can tell. And I know you're like, well, he doesn't have any lighting over here. That's just a particular look that I like for my stream. So I don't want to, tell an individual that they can't set things up the way they want. But I do want to communicate that if you're going for a specific look, lighting will help you attain the look that you want. This allows my camera particularly, which is the fourth thing you're going to need, is after you, if you're not using a phone, you definitely want to get to the point to where you're actually using a higher end camera. Now, at this point in the video, I'm going to record a little bit of this on my phone, and I am going to I'm doing this live, not necessarily live, but I'm actually going to set my phone up, and I have an Android phone. I have a Z Galaxy 4, so I don't need a stand for it yet, but you can get a stand. I'm actually just going to go to video. I'm going to set the phone up actually same distance away, and I'm going to record it and throw this into the broadcast so you can see. Record here. So I'm going to use the same audio from my microphone, but I'm definitely going to just show you what the camera difference is between this is my Lumix H4 with the Sigma lens, which is more further down the road. And this is my cell phone just standing up on its side, right? Because my phone flips open so I can just open it up. So I'm going to put these side by side so you can see the difference. Obviously, if I turn the lighting up, right, it will affect the way the pictures are. And another thing I can do is if I am more inclined to want full lighting over my face, I can move my phone actually all the way over here, right, a little bit, and turn towards the lighting. That gives me a little bit more lighting on my entire face, and you will notice that it does kind of mess up my background scene, but I can just move some things around. I can move my phone down to my desk, like optimal right here. Now, once I get to about right here, and I actually got a little desk right here that I can stand this on. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I can put that right there, and bam. So if I'm doing a talking head podcast, I'm looking at my phone, audio still coming through my device. You watching on the split screen can see the camera here. You can see the difference. There's a difference in the quality. This is basically 720, 1080 coming out of my phone. This is 1080 coming out of the computer. So you make the choice. Right here is your phone. You can get with a light stand, or you can invest in a camera. A DSLRs run, you guys know I'm Team Lumix. DSLRs run about $300, $350. You get a lens for another $200, $300. This is a $600 to $700 investment. This is what I have in my pocket. Microphone, another $100. A USB sound device, you can get a Behringer Euphoria for $45, $50, or you can go with a Focusrite, which is my preference, for about $112. So this is how you craft your software. Obviously, once you get into a laptop, you're going to need some software. I recommend OBS until I die. There's no better software for production, as you can do just about anything you can do with a premium software to start your recording. You can record it on your phone. Video editing, you use CapCut. I think you're at this point, you will have to use the premium CapCut to actually get some things accomplished. But there's a way to get it done with the free CapCut. So these are my recommendations for 2024. This is my recommendation for 2025 going into 2026. Great lighting, right? Get a newer light, NEEWER. You can recommend that. You can also get GVM light, so it's pretty affordable, or just get some soft boxes off OfferUp or whatever you buy used equipment in your city. I think that will help your live stream tremendously. I'm going to flip back over to the actual camera. So, hey, get it going. It doesn't take that much to get a live stream going for 2026 for podcasting, for streaming, even for your church. If you have to start with a phone for your church, just make sure you fix the audio. Take care of the audio and the lighting, and I think things will be good. It's Michael Williams from White Label Consulting. You have a blessed day. God bless.